Hi, welcome back to Bible and Blues. It is Memorial Day, and just because it's just so nice of a day, and I'm going to be cleaning this up a little bit and going to run the barbecue that's right over here to my right. Such a nice day out, and I just couldn't resist it. Let's do our reading outside. It is Memorial Day. If you lost somebody due to that has helped to keep us free in this country, I want to say thank you for your sacrifice of your loved ones, and because I was in the military, I was stateside the entire time. Many people I know went overseas. I was in the Air Force, which is certainly not a combat mission, but a supporting mission. Um, those necessary items. I mean, not everybody gets the glory, and I'm okay with that. All right. So today's video is being done on my Samsung S7 Edge with a Rode Me mic with a windsock on it. I put it in airplane mode. So if you're wondering, if you look right over my shoulder here, you'll see my wife is in there watching TV. you know, and we've been up for a few hours. It's just kind of a chillaxing kind of day. Um, and so we're going to be heading off to the store a little bit. I've decided I'm going to get a little vegetable roaster pan for the grill. I don't know if you've ever done that. You take some vegetables, you cut them into bite-sized pieces, and potatoes, carrots, onions, zucchini. Sometimes just whatever you have on hand, whatever comes out of your garden if you have a garden. Not that ambitious, don't have a garden, but if you do, good for you. And this is one of the things you can do with those vegetables that come out of the garden. Good for certain things, and you can just kind of roast them up with some olive oil or some vegetable oil, a little bit of salt and pepper on top, and mix them up really good. Put your potatoes and onions and carrots in first. Your harder vegetables that could take longer to cook. Maybe some people will steam those ahead of time. I feel like I have an eyelash in my eye. Ahead of time and do it up. And then we're going to do Juicy Lucy's. Have you ever heard of Juicy Lucy's? I got this idea off of the Food Channel. I'm a bit of my family's a bit of a foodie, as you can tell by this right here. But Juicy Lucy, you take two standard patties that you would buy from any package store, any store. Not the quarter pounders. You want smaller ones, thinner ones. Have them thawed out, and you put cheese on top of one. You put a patty on top of the other, and you kind of seal it shut. And then you grill it. And when you do that, the cheese melts inside the meat. Sometimes it even stays inside the meat while you're grilling. So that's kind of my thing I'm doing. Considering going with a gluten-free kind of diet coming up, because I know somebody that's actually started to lose weight because of it. I mean, it turns out that maybe that's what I need. I don't know. Maybe what I need is to not be such a foodie, though, too, and get up off my fat butt and exercise. So, anyway, that's kind of my commentary for today. It is Memorial Day. One of the things about it is that, I enjoy the day off, but I also have to, you have to remember the why. Why are we having Memorial Day? What is the big deal about it? And there is a big deal about it. Memorial Day is an important day that we remember those who lost their lives for our freedoms. And I think I'm a little off center too. I'm going to leave it like that though. So that's what it is. But so today's reading, by the way, is Psalm 110. Okay? And in Psalm 110 is a Psalm of David, and it's kind of nice to get back into the Psalms of David, because David is such an important historical figure for Christians. And there was a time when people were saying, well, you didn't even know David even really exists, and for a long time, atheists kind of went that direction with it. That you don't know if these historical people even existed. Well, then then in 1993, I think it was, we actually found proof that King David actually existed. So kind of on them, right? We continue. If you go with biblical archaeology, we continue to find more evidence of the accuracy of the Bible. And I think that's an important thing. I think we should need to examine these things. We need to check the accuracy of the Bible, because there were times where people would try to corrupt it and put their thoughts into it, and so by having things like the Dead Sea Scrolls, okay, which shows us how accurate our Old Testament learning really is. Um, with how far back that goes with very minor changes, and it's just really in how the words are used or spelled, not how they're used, but how they're spelled in Hebrew. And so these things are important things to remember, that we come from a heritage of and how accurate our heritage is. So without further ado, it's just thoughts about that, just random thoughts in my head. I always kind of get those as I go. So Psalm 110. The Lord says to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool for your feet. The Lord will extend your mighty scepter from Zion. You will rule in the midst of your enemies. Your troops will be willing on your day of battle, arrayed in holy majesty from the womb of the dawn. Turn page. You will receive the dew of your youth. The Lord has sworn and will not change his mind. You are a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek. Somebody research that word for me, Melchizedek. The Lord is at your right hand. He will crush kings on the day of his wrath. He will judge the nations, heaping up the dead, and crushing the rulers of the whole earth. He will drink from a brook beside the way. Therefore, he will lift up his head. Here's the reading of the Lord. Thanks be to God. It kind of struck me. I've never done a reading outside. I've been in this house for a year and a half, and I've never done one of my videos outside like this, except for that one little one that we did. We found a nest out in the yard over there. Remember that? I was thinking about doing a regular, weekly family vlog and stuff like that. But and by the way, unfortunately, that nest got attacked by other animals and got destroyed. Wasn't my dog. My dog doesn't get outside. But this is the first time I've actually done reading out here, and aside from the fact that it's very pleasant, strange things go through your head because we're conditioned to hide our faith, and not. And here in the United States, and I'm sure in many other first world, westernized countries, you're conditioned to not talk about your faith, not expose others to it, and things like that. And I actually had thoughts going through my head as I was doing this of, geez, what will my neighbors think if they come outside and they hear me talking to my phone? Well, aside from the fact that I'm kind of crazy for talking to my phone, I don't think they're really going to say a whole lot. I have a guy that's right over here that's behind me. He's a single guy that he's been working on this really nice big old Ford truck here for a while, but not even sure what he does. I have a guy over here, older guy, probably mid-50s, rides a Harley, nice guy. His name's Pete. And unfortunately, I don't even know these people in that house. I don't even know these people, and we share a fence with many of them. And I think that's kind of sad, don't you? I think I need to put more effort forth into getting to know my neighbors, and maybe this is a way of doing it. If they, maybe they're nervous about their faith, and who knows? Maybe hearing me talk my faith here outside like this on days like today is going to be a good thing for them. I don't know. Maybe pray for that. So, about today's reading, you are a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek, Melchizedek. What is that? What does that mean? What is that order? And as a person who's not a theologist, okay, I'm not a theologian. I am theist, but I'm not a theologian. What does that mean? What is that order that we hear about in here? And I want, so if you know about that, or if you want to look it up for me, and put it in the comments below, find out what that is. The Lord is at your right hand. He will crush kings on the day of his wrath. He will judge the nations, heaping up the dead, and crushing the rulers of the whole earth. He will drink from a brook beside the way. Therefore, he will lift up his head. So, that was Psalm 110. So, I want to thank you for coming out with me today on my deck. I have a little tiny deck. I need to build a ramp right here for my wife in her wheelchair so she can get out to the backyard. I have some deck furniture that's coming that's way more than I can fit onto this thing. This deck is what is it? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 2x6s deep. So it was about 6 feet, just under 6 feet, by what 10 feet here. It's not a very big deck. I've considered building a bigger one, but you know what? There's so many things to do. I need to get that ramp built for my wife. I've always wanted a gazebo right out over here, which is kind of cool. Now I have some furniture I can put into it. So beyond that, I want to thank you for coming out to my backyard with me. It's really great to be doing this in such a beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest. We tend to go for extended periods without having a lot of sunshine, and today we have it, and I wanted to take advantage of that. Get outside a little bit in my shorts and t-shirt and enjoy myself. Tell me what you're doing today for Memorial Day. What's happening for you on Memorial Day that's making your day better, that's making you enjoy it, and honoring the people who went before us. Tell me what's going on. My wife looks like she might be falling asleep in there. She does that. Jim, if you're just sitting around watching TV, I'm going to have to get her out of the house. What do you think? Well, thank you very much. God bless. You have a great day.